Schmitty. Welcome to the March Madness episode of the Bowfishing Buzz number 117. Coming at you live. And of course, the Bowfishing Buzz is brought to you by
AMS and Megamouth Bowfishing, both family-owned businesses, proudly made in the USA, built tough, built by bowfishers, and trusted by shooters across the nation.
From reels and bows to arrows and accessories, AMS and Megamouth have you covered. Take the fight to invasive fish with American-made bowfishing muscle.
From first shots to big wins, AMS and Megamouth help make memories on the water that last a lifetime. Also, Bowfishing Buzz sponsored by N Designs Leatherwork and Embroidery. Extra special saying that today because we have two beautiful looking hats. We've got two leather patch hats.
Yes,
you can see them right here. We've got a dark gray, black mesh, and an all black hat with an American flag, a cool AMS Bowfishing on the bottom.
Richardson 112s.
Richardson 112s, of course, courtesy of Jeff Nibel.
Yes.
And Designs, they're looking great. Also sponsored by Efficiency Bowfishing Lights by Outdoor Innovations USA. We are going to be using them very shortly, but the only problem is that this past weekend we got an absolute monster snowstorm. We'll get into that a little bit later. One thing I wanted to bring up this week, Matt, we had a very strange thing happen here at the shop. Our air compressor went out.
Yeah.
Craziness.
And we need it.
We need it bad for all of our pneumatic machines. It's been a wild week. We've had storms. We're down an air compressor. Yeah. We just have all kinds of crazy things going on. Yeah. It's been wild. But
it's hectic. We're crazy busy.
We are crazy busy. This is our busy time of year. We've got no air compressor. We got 12 feet of snow outside. It's just been a wild week. March Madness starts tomorrow.
And we're getting the podcast out for you guys.
We're getting the podcast out.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Okay, speaking of March Madness, Matt.
Yeah.
This is our March Madness episode 117 of the Bowfishing Buzz.
Yes.
Who did you pick? We have a work bracket for everybody.
I can't tell you who I picked.
Come on, I'm not going to change
you can go back
mine.
And change your pick.
I'm not going to change it. How about we each say who we picked on 3? Okay, ready?
First, let's tell them. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Arizona.
Yes.
Oh, you see? There he did it.
I fooled him.
See? There he did it.
Oh, I can't believe you fell for it. Wow. Like taking candy from a baby.
What a schlep. Oh, now you're going to go down and change yours. If you change yours, I'm forfeiting. I'm not paying my $20 if you change it to Arizona.
Maybe I already have mine as Arizona. How are you going to know?
Let me know. Then you got to tell me now. Otherwise, I'm going to forfeit. I'm not going to pay my $20 entry fee.
Right now, hand in the Bible, the team that I have winning is Duke.
Oh, so you lied to me.
I was playing reversed mind games on you.
You do that because your team is Boozer.
The Booze Cruise.
Yeah.
That's D. Schmitty's team, the Booze Cruise. What's yours? Flicking Boogers?
Mother Dunkers.
Mother Dunkers. Okay, that's right. Okay. Yep. So we'll be watching lots of basketball this weekend. But, Matt, why don't you just give a little bit of a tease here of what this podcast is going to look like.
We've got a special guest joining us, Schmitty, who's been slinging arrows since 1970s, a true OG of the sport. He's a past AMS Big 30 champion, a huge supporter of youth bowfishing events, and he once went bowfishing on Christmas dressed as Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah, do we want to give the name away, or are we going to tease him and wait?
Well, the shot. If you know who the shot is, Ron Willet from Indiana. I met him back, I believe it was in 2010, at a tournament down there on the Ohio River. Just a great. We've got a bunch of his flopper stoppers here, and we'll be talking about that with him because he made these and handed these out to thousands and thousands of youth shooters, thousands and thousands of bow fishermen in the boat. Here's one that actually travels along with us in the boat right now.
I wish you guys could smell it.
I actually cleaned it.
Because it's stanky.
It was bad.
It's stanky.
Yeah, it was bad. It actually says on here, what does that say on there?
If you can't eat it, beat it.
Yeah, yep. Shot made this for us. This has to be at least 13 years old.
Wow. Oh, and I think the shot. Oh, it is engraved on the end here too.
He's got his autographs on the end. These are some of them, the ones that I did not use because they're just way too pretty. There's a big 30.
Yeah, this one's cool, and it's even got that octagonal shape to it as well.
He made whistles for the kids out of these and little bells.
They're shaped like little bats. I don't know if you mentioned that, Matt, but they're like they're little bats. Right. We use them to keep fish from flopping. They are so cool.
Yep. I call it the attitude adjustment.
There you go. Yep. There's an old Jerry Reed? It's a song called Attitude Adjustment. Oh. And it's just about the same thing, whacking things on the top of the head with a bat.
We'll be up on the deck and all of a sudden down the barrel, and then it'll scatter a bunch of fish. I'll make Schmitty. go give them the little attitude adjustment.
That, or you'll just most of the time it's my fish doing the flopping. So you'll just do this to me. You'll just give me the look, and I go, yes. I'm going. Flack. But Matt, we also, I love this. What we're doing today, because we did it one time before and it was so fun to see. We're going to have our fan submitted videos sharing their 2026 bowfishing goals. We're going to recap a very, very important 2026 BAA annual spring meeting.
I'm so bummed out over that.
I know. We'll get into it.
Not because of the meeting.
Right. Yes. Nothing to do with the meeting. No. Just the weather that portrayed
it.
And obviously a very big moment. Someone very close to the AMS Bowfishing family was inducted into the BAA Hall of Fame. One thing, Matt, before we get into that, because I know you're going to bring it up, and I want to bring it up in my own terms. Last night, I accidentally sent Matt the goodnight text I meant to send to my girlfriend. So I just want to get that out in the open right now, because I knew you were going to bring it up.
I was not.
You were too. You were too. So that happened, and I want everyone to know it. It was a mistake, and now Matt's going to tease me about it forever.
We're literally sitting there. He texted me if I was watching the
World Baseball Classic.
And I was watching the Milwaukee Bucks basketball game.
Yes, USA lost to Venezuela 3-2. So sad.
Yeah. And right at the end, I get a notification that I had a text from Derrick, and I happen to look down, and I don't have to open my text up to read it. It just shows up on my phone. And I saw something about good night, beautiful. I hope you have sweet dreams and all this gooey
It was
stuff.
not that gooey.
So
it was just a little bit of goo.
So then I went in there to open it, and I saw it had been edited to okay. And I messaged him back, and I go, what the hell was that?
And I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah. He's like, what do you mean? I says, I saw your text. He goes, what text? And he sent me a screenshot then of nothing. I'm like, dude, I saw it. You edited it, then you deleted it.
I tried to hide it so bad, and it did not work. It backfired. Matt saw it. Whatever.
I'm surprised you brought that up because I was not going to bring that up.
I so figured you were going to say it. Were you actually not going to?
Never crossed my mind.
Oh, well, that's great.
Just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. All right, Matt, let's dive in. Winter Storm Iona?
She was mad.
Is it Iona?
I guess
that's what they named her.
We're not used to people calling storms names up here.
No, we don't have that. We don't have hurricanes.
No.
We don't have those.
No.
But we had one in a snowy form over the last 4 days. I guess
it was big enough that they called it a name, Iona.
Yep. Looking at snowfall over a 2-day span, Matt, this morning on News Channel 7, we received in the Wausau area, which is pretty close to where we're at here in Stratford, 30.4 inches of snow from Saturday night into midday Monday.
Yeah.
It was absolutely wild.
Yep.
There were businesses shut down. The roads were terrible. Our road that I live on, it was not plowed until 5 p.m. Monday afternoon. We canceled work on Monday, along with banks, all kinds of businesses.
Walmart, festival.
Yes, that does not
gas
happen.
Stations.
That does not happen up here.
No.
We can manage our snow. We're very good at managing snow. We cannot manage, I don't care who you are, you can't manage 30 inches of snow in a 24-hour span. It was insane. We had crazy wind to go along with it.
Yep.
It was crazy. I'm just glad we didn't lose power.
In all my years, Derrick, I have never seen snow come down that hard.
Yeah.
I went to bed. You and your girlfriend were over Saturday evening.
Yep.
We played some cards and had some few cocktails, and then you guys left around 9 o'clock that night.
Yep.
And then I went to bed, and then we got up Sunday morning, and I was like, holy cow.
Yeah.
I got to plow because I got to plow the shop here. We got big parking areas and stuff for the trucks to come in. So I started heading into town here, and I'm driving. Literally, you cannot see the road. It was coming down so hard, you can't see where you're driving. You can't see where the ditch is. You can't see nothing. I passed, I don't know how many cars that were in the ditch. I stopped to make sure that they were okay. I could not pull them up because I was either going to get hit by another vehicle or I was going to get stuck myself.
Yeah.
One couple didn't even have a cell phone.
That blows. Do you know how dangerous that is?
Yes.
That's terrible.
They did not even have a cell phone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
and they put a, just to mention you saying that, wanting to pull people out, they put a tow ban out.
Yes.
It was illegal to help someone get out of the ditch. And then like in cities and towns, they put a ban out on street parking. You could not park on the street because the plows need to get through and plow. And if you were on the street, your vehicle was getting covered in snow.
Yep. When I made it here to the industrial park, I was the first one to bust through and drive up to get into our parking lot.
I can't believe you even got up this far.
My truck was just in four-wheel drive, and it was just shaking so hard because of snow. I was pushing so much snow with my grill and my truck and stuff, but I made it in here, and I was able to plow a little bit, and it was so wet and heavy. It was hard on the equipment, but I got a lot of it done. Then we had some tractors come in and help out. Then I came back again on Monday and finished it all off and stuff. But it was a storm that dumped a lot of snow, and a storm that I haven't seen in a long. 30 inches. I think that's the most we've ever had in one.
It was. It
storm.
Broke the record. I believe the previous record was 22 or 21. Right. So we shattered it. My great uncle, he's mid-70s, 70 maybe years old. He said outright, he said, Derrick, this is the most snow I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
So he's seen a lot of it. A precursor to that snowstorm, Matt. I'm trying to think. Friday night. Was it Friday night or was it? I'm trying to think. Maybe it was Saturday night. Mm-hmm. No, Saturday night I was at your house. Whatever night it was, we had a little bit of a snowstorm that came through a day or two before.
It dumped Thursday night into Friday.
Yes, that's what it was. Driving home around 9 o'clock that night, I was literally driving 30 miles an hour on a state highway, and I was having to look at the ditch to see. I was looking at the ditch, driving this way, looking off to my right at the ditch to make sure to see where I was. I could not see in front of me.
Right.
And then I was using the rumble strips to keep my left and right aligned. I'd hit the rumble strips on the left side. Oh, I got to go back a little bit. Oh, hit him on that side. It was, oh my gosh, it was wild to say the least. I had to walk a walk that normally takes me 5 minutes from our house to the shed where we have my uncle's bigger tractor that he uses to plow snow. Mm-hmm. It took me 25 minutes to walk there. I was walking in snow that was to my kneecap.
Yeah.
I was sweating up a storm. Yeah. It was quite the workout. It was wild. It was crazy.
I had to stop 3 times from my backyard to my chicken coop because the snow I was up over to my thigh area.
Yeah.
Where the drifts were drifting
terrible.
And stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like breathing so hard. I had to get my chickens some food and some fresh water and stuff and get some eggs out of there. But it was crazy.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Yep. It was
I can't
crazy.
get to my shed in the backyard yet to where I parked my 4-wheeler with a plow on it. It's sitting out in my driveway right now because I can't get back to the shed.
Right.
It's just so drifted in.
Yep.
Unbelievable storm. And then that storm caused a lot of high winds down south, a lot of tornadoes and strong winds. It was just hectic.
Yeah.
Old Iona was very mad.
Oh, yeah, she was mad. And the bad thing is, like, here on Saturday, we got, I guess it's a good thing. Today's Wednesday. Today Wednesday? Mm-hmm. Today's Wednesday. Saturday, in 3 days, is a high of 62 here.
Yep.
So it's like we got all this snow. It's going to melt so quick.
Yeah.
The rivers and creeks and lakes and ponds and low marshy areas are going to be so wet because we had our normal winter thaw. And now we're going to start getting spring rain.
We had no snow before this.
We had no snow. It all
gone.
melted. Yes, and now it's going to be crazy. Crazy.
The wife and I were heading down to Madison this weekend on Friday for the boys' state high school basketball championships and stuff. So it's supposed to be 68 down there on Saturday.
Oh, just wild.
It's crazy.
It's just so – the high here yesterday was like 15.
Yeah.
And now Saturday's going to be 68.
Yep.
It's just wild.
Mm-hmm.
But it was because of that, Matt, that you were unable to attend. You had the flights booked to go down to Memphis.
I had my hotels. I had my rental car. I had it all ready to rock and roll.
To go to the Bass Pro Pyramid for the BAA annual spring meeting, and you were unable to attend.
Yes.
Because of the snow.
Really bummed about that. I was really looking forward to it. Thankfully that they were able to live stream it down there. And, I just want to give a big shout out here to the BAA board members. We got Christina Hayden as the president, Justin Cook, the vice president, Amanda Thron, the secretary-treasurer, Will Miller is a state representative manager, Briar Bound is a youth records, Stephen Whitney is the adult records, Jamie Carroll, the records manager, Matt Stratton, the youth coordinator, and Alan Yater, the Hall of Fame coordinator.
Very cool, very cool.
Just a hats off to those guys and gals because I'm telling you what, everybody that's out there listening, if you are not a member right now of the BAA and you love the sport of bow fishing, you need to join the BAA because I'm telling you right now, you see what's happening in Minnesota where they're trying to put restrictions on rough fish. Mm-hmm. They're starting to do some of this crazy stuff in Indiana.
We also
out east.
Yep, a couple of years back, Matt, I'll just throw this out there because it goes right in line. We had a meeting at an ATA show about another state trying to put some regulations on. We attended that. Some of the scientific background on it we were not super sure on, but this is starting to become more and more of a common theme.
It's exactly right, Derrick. And the club is fighting for your rights and everybody else's rights to be able to go out and enjoy the sport of bow fishing.
Right.
you need to become a member because they're going to be fighting for us here. And what my gut tells me is there's going to be a lot more of this stuff coming up down the road, Derrick.
Yeah. Well, and one thing I want to say too, Matt, everyone that you just listed, everybody who's part of the club, having these meetings, showing up, doing this stuff, it is not a fun position. I mean, it is fun. It's rewarding, but like you're battling legislation.
Right.
You're having court dates where you're having to go in and make your case for this. It's not just like, oh, they're the president, they get to go shoot fish all the time. No, that's not what it is. No. They care very much. They have a passion for bowfishing, and they're doing whatever they can to protect our sport. So
a note on this subject that we're talking about right now, Derrick. Somebody brought up the notion that what the BAA should do is set a certain amount of money to the side.
Okay.
You're going to want to send somebody to these states to fight for our rights on these bow fishing laws that are coming out now and some of these restrictions that kind of knows the lingo, knows the terms, is dressed properly, because you don't want to send somebody there that, doesn't quite know what they're talking about.
Right. You're going to be doing this in front of, it's legislation, is what it is. You got to have your ducks in a row in order for you to be taken seriously.
Yep. And, somebody that has fought for our rights in the past, somebody like Pete Gregoire, who knows the terms, the lingo, what he needs to say to fight back against those wanting to push these limits onto us.
Right.
So I think it's a great thing to set aside that $1,000. Reimburse that person for traveling there, hotel, food, reimburse them. So that's really a cool thing to fight for us for the BAA.
It's like a travel budget, really.
Pretty much.
We have one here that we use for all of our trips and whatnot that we do. It's a travel budget that you just got to, every year you do it, you get better at it because you know where to allocate those dollars.
Right. So what a great thing. I think that's a super thing to have to fight for our rights as bowfishers.
Yeah. Well, Matt, we were going to go down. You were going to go down this year. It's always good to go down to that BAA Spring Meeting, to be present, to listen, see what's going on. But this year was a little bit more special to us. Why don't you tell us why you were planning on going down to that meeting?
Sure. So what I did a couple months ago is I submitted a form to Alan Yater, who is the Hall of Fame coordinator.
Yep.
And what I wanted to have them look at was the possibility of inducting Jack LaSee, who is the inventor of the Retriever, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So I sent Alan a letter about Jack, kind of like a resume of Jack. And I sent it to Alan, and he called me back a couple days later. And he says, "Man," he said, "this is great. This is awesome. This is cool stuff. This is exactly what we're looking for to induct somebody into the Hall of Fame with this type of resume, about the sport and stuff." So what I would like to do right now, Derrick, is tell you that story that I sent to Alan Yater and what he had to say.
Just for anybody who doesn't know, we've talked about Jack before. Jack LaSee is Cindy Brown's father.
Correct.
Cindy is the owner, president here at AMS.
Yes.
Well, it'll get more into detail here, but just in case you're wondering, well, who's this Jack LaSee? He's the whole reason Matt and I are sitting here talking to you. So let's listen.
One thing that was really cool while I was watching the live stream of the meeting there is Alan read what I had sent him, and it was really cool. It actually brought a tear to my eye when I was listening to him talk about that. So we're going to let all of you listen to that little history of Jack LaSee.
The story of Jack LaSee. The story of AMS begins in the late 1970s on a quiet Wisconsin lake, long before bow fishing was what it is today. Like many Midwesterners, Jack LaSee spent his weekends at a cabin, enjoying the outdoors and chasing carp during the spring spawn. Armed with a recurve bow and a wooden arrow, Jack quickly realized bow fishing back then was more work than fun. Every shot meant chasing arrows, untangling line, and wasting precious time while fish swam away. But Jack wasn't the kind of guy to accept that's just how it is. After seeing others experiment with soup cans tied to their bows to hold line, Jack tried it himself. It worked, kind of. The line tangled constantly, and the setup was clumsy at best. That's when the light bulb went on. Jack went back to his machine shop, all metal stamping in Abbotsford, Wisconsin, and started tinkering. Using whatever he had on hand, including a shampoo bottle, brackets, and a handle, he built a simple device that mounted to the side of a bow and cleanly managed the line. The next spring, Jack returned to the lake with something no one had ever seen before: the very first Retriever. It worked flawlessly. No more tangled line, no more chasing arrows. Just shoot, retrieve, and shoot again. word spread fast. Before long, friends, neighbors, and fellow bow fishermen were asking Jack to build them one. What started as a simple solution to a personal problem quickly turned into something much bigger. Jack kept refining the design, improving durability, performance, and reliability, all while running his machine shop full-time. By the 1980s, bow fishing was gaining traction, and Jack's Retriever was right there with it. From the late 80s through 1996, Jack machined, assembled, and packaged the original Model 310 Retrievers by hand at All Metal Stamping. Demand continued to grow, and sporting goods stores couldn't keep them on the shelves. What began as a side project had become a movement. In 1997, Jack's daughter Cindy officially took over the Retriever side of the business, helping carry the vision forward. And with that, AMS, All Metal Stamping, became more than just a machine shop name. It became a brand rooted in innovation, craftsmanship, and family. Today, every AMS Retriever is still built in-house in Stratford, Wisconsin, just 20 miles from the original shop where Jack built the very first one. Jack LaSee didn't set out to change a sport. He just wanted a better way to bowfish. Because of that vision, millions of invasive carp have been removed from waterways. Thousands of bow fishermen have shared unforgettable moments on the water. And an entire industry was shaped by one man who refused to settle for good enough. That's the legacy of Jack LaSee, and it lives on in every AMS Retriever built today.
Very cool.
Pretty cool stuff, huh?
Was that the exact write-up that you had sent down to the BAA, Matt?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
That's what I sent exactly down to Alan the very first time.
Yep.
And, when you look at that, you see somebody that has done something like that, you're like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
We need to get this
there's a spot in the Hall of Fame for someone like that.
Right.
Yeah, for a pioneer of the sport, 100%. Yeah.
Very cool stuff. Yeah. Also, Derrick, a big congratulations to Tommy Fuller, who was also inducted into the BAA Hall of Fame. That's awesome. That's cool stuff. Some of the other stuff there that they discussed there was Parker LaRue discussed the Worlds 2026. That's going to be taking place on July 24th down in Arkansas. So he kind of laid out the payouts and stuff like that, the location. Vendors are welcome. I really want to get down and set up down there. That would be cool. Set up down there for that. Then also, Derrick, how about a little congratulations to our little buddy Landon Lee Conley on the 2025 Youth Bowfisher of the Year.
Well done, Landon.
My goodness.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
He was last year's Youth Bowfisher, and now
Dynasty starting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool stuff. Good for him. I know his dad is very, very proud of him for his accomplishments in bowfishing.
Yep, Landon is the, one could say, the LeBron James of the youth bowfishermen. Just head and shoulders better than the rest. Has the utmost respect from his peers. And will go down in history as maybe the best youth shooter to ever walk the planet. That's really cool. Moving on to the next thing here.
Hold on. Some of the only resemblance that LeBron has in what you just said is some of the fish. I bet you LeBron flops more than some of the fish that Landon shoots.
That was a clever way to put that, but no.
The guy is the biggest. This carp right here probably flopped he probably flopped more than this dang carp back here that's mounted.
No, that's because he's getting hacked.
Oh my gosh. Then also, Derrick, AMS Bowfishing and Megamouth Bowfishing will be donating $1,500 to the Bluegrass Youth Bonanza Tournament. $500 of that will be going towards a youth scholarship to one of the youth shooters there.
Absolutely. That's very cool. I love that they do that scholarship thing. That's very, very cool to see. I'm so curious how many kids get into that. That'd be so cool to read those articles. I'm guessing is what they're doing it. That's usually what that baseline goes off of.
Yep.
Two other things I wanted to bring up, Matt. Upcoming trips that we have for this year.
Where are we heading to, Schmitty?
I've got a couple of them wrote down.
Okay.
We're going to be going down to Texas with Extreme Bowfishing, Hunter Barthels. We're going to go down there. I think we talked August time frame. Go down there, maybe shoot some gator gar, some buffs. We're not totally sure.
Or something like that.
We got to get that down on the schedule. We got to figure that out. Working class outdoors. We're going out to Maryland with Nick Mather. Going to shoot some snakehead. Finally, we've been wanting to do that forever.
I can't wait.
Some snakeheads and maybe some stingrays. We'll see what all is on the dock out there.
That sounds like an exciting trip, and I can't wait for that.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen them, follow them on social media. Working Class Outdoorsman, the content they put out is great. They always seem to have fun on the boat. Very cool there. Not necessarily bowfishing related, but kind of is bowfishing related. The NASP Nationals, National Archery in the Schools program, the National Tournament is being held in Kentucky, and we will be going down there for that as well.
Second week of May or something like that.
Yep. And that usually is the week that the buffs spawn in Wisconsin, but that's fine. It's good. It is good. It is a great event. There's tons of kids there, tons of future bow fishermen. So we'll be going out to that. We will also be represented. You and I will not physically be there, but we will have a booth with one of our sales reps at the Bass Pro US Open.
Yes.
We'll be there for that. Am I missing? We're thinking about maybe having a booth down at Worlds.
Yes. And we're going to be going down to Kentucky for the
obviously,
Bluegrass
yes, the Bluegrass Bonanza, for sure, for sure. I'm sure you'll maybe bebop down to Kentucky once or twice, too, to go shoot some fish with Dennis or Lance.
I'm thinking if we get down to Arkansas for the World's Schmitty, we might have to do a little bow fishing down. We're going to have to take the boat down there.
I was going to say, if we're going to go all the way down
or bow fish our way back.
Yeah, that would be kind of a cool deal. That would be very interesting to do. Is there any other trips that I'm forgetting at all, Matt, or is that kind of covered?
I mean, we're going to be
all over Wisconsin, but that's not. We don't even include that in our little our trip.
And we've got our
here, but
Big 20 on May 16th and 17th that we got to attend. And
Yep. So
I'm sure something. A lot of times, what happens is something pops up, and we're like, we need to go here because there's stuff happening here. We need to go film here.
Yeah.
You know,
I had a gentleman, Jonathan Haywood, I believe is his name, messaged me on Instagram. He offered to pay for our flights.
What?
To go out by him and shoot some magnum goldfish.
Some goldies for
some big goldies. Yes. Yep.
Well, so I have something at the end of the podcast about goldfish for you.
Is the fish you wish a big goldfish?
I don't know. I don't know, but I have something at the end for you about goldfish.
Okay. One more thing, Matt, I wanted to shout out. We talked about it briefly in the beginning. We've got our brand new hats sitting here.
Yes.
Fresh off the press from End Designs. They will be on the website very soon. They're very slick-looking leather patch hats, so just be on the lookout for those. They are looking good.
They are nice looking. Very nice looking. Well, Schmitty, let's get on to one of our fun segments here.
Yes, I do like this one.
Yes. What are we going to be doing here, Schmitty?
Last podcast, we talked about possibly having some listeners submit some videos. You had to state your name, where you live, and your 2026 bowfishing goal.
Yes.
Last week on social media, Facebook and Instagram. If you guys aren't following us, make sure to follow us because you might win a T-shirt because of it. We asked for fans to submit videos on what I just said. We got a good amount of submissions. We're going to play them here today. And Matt, correct me if I'm wrong.
I think we picked out like 8 or 9 of them.
Okay, I gotcha. Will those 8 or 9 individuals be getting a Bowfishing Buzz free T-shirt?
Keeping it real, buddy.
Perfect. Awesome. Cool. Well, I'm very curious to see what some of these goals are. Matt, let's start it off here. I guess I don't have to ask you who they are. They're going to tell us in the video.
All right, here we go. Number 1.
Jana Waller-Bear here.
Jana.
And it is my 2026 bow fishing goal to head back to Texas and get another alligator gar. I want to top my 2. I've got 2 alligator gars, and I want to top them. In fact, I want to beat Matt's alligator gar. There's my goal. I want to beat Matt's that he got when I was with him on our last Texas trip. So cross your fingers for that.
Well, that's cool. That's fun. Yeah, absolutely. Jana emailing us, texting us in. That's great. That's good to know. She wants to beat Matt's gator gar.
You're after that, and she's after my gator gar, and you're after my buff.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Goodness.
No, I'm not after your buff. I'm just after a bigger buff than you.
Jeez Louise, everybody's after my stuff here.
Yep.
Here we go. Let's get to the next one here.
Hey everybody, it's Travis and Jenny with Grins and Fins Bow Fishing here in Boise, Idaho.
So our big goal for 2026 is our combination trips, which is bow fishing for bait, and at the end of the night, hooking up for some big old bad boy sturgeon at the end of the night with rod and reel. That is going to be big, and that is one of our goals for the 2026 season.
Come out and see us.
Hey, pick us. Look at the hot blonde back here. Come on. Schmitty, Matt, you guys have got some pull. Oh yeah, stick 'em deep, baby.
Hey everybody,
all right. Well, there's Travis. Okay, so they're starting that guide service out there, Grins and Fins. They're going to bowfish for bait and then use that bait that they shot to go catch sturgeon. That's very cool. That's
cool stuff.
Yeah,
cool stuff.
Yep. Okay, what's our next submission?
Hi, my name is Shannon. I am from South Louisiana. 2026 goals for me in bow fishing would be to shoot a triple tail, also a big head.
Yeah.
And if given the opportunity, there are some people in the industry that I look up to that I would love to shoot with. And also a goal for me always is to try to outshoot everybody on the boat.
Yeah, love it.
Awesome.
All right.
That's very good. That's very cool. That's a great goal to have at all times. Be the best shooter on the boat. That's very cool. Matt, what's a
Big head.
triple tail? Am I hearing that
It's
correctly?
a saltwater. It's kind of like it's not in a grouper family, but it looks like a grouper.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let's see here.
From what I've heard is triple tails are very good to eat also.
Oh, really?
They're excellent table fare. Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious here.
Schmitty's looking up triple tail.
I want to get a
right
visual
now
here. Oh, interesting. It almost looks like a big tilapia almost.
Yeah, it looks like a grouper.
Interesting. Okay.
What does it say about the triple tail, Schmitty?
Let's see. The triple tail. The Atlantic triple tail is a warm water marine fish known for its unique behavior of floating on its side. Okay.
Oh.
Mimicking a leaf or debris, and its three-lobed tail appearance from its dorsal and anal fins. Found globally in tropical and subtropical seas, it's a popular game fish with firm, white, and delicious meat. Often caught near floating objects like buoys and weed lines, they are opportunistic ambush predators feeding on shrimp, crabs, and small fish and can change color to match their surroundings.
Little chameleon.
Holy moly, that's very interesting.
Well, I hope you get your triple tail.
Yeah, absolutely, Shannon.
And your big head.
And your big head. I hope you have a great year, and I hope you outshoot everybody on your boat every time you go out shooting fish.
That's
That'd be
right.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
Oh, Matt's got his. This is watching you with technology just gets tougher every day.
My name's Frank. I'm from Minnesota. My goal is to have the biggest bow fishing tournament in Minnesota this year.
Okay, well, that's awesome. I hope he holds a big tournament.
I don't know.
Well, Frank, get a hold of us, brother.
I wonder what tournament he's going to be holding.
That would be
Frank
very
is.
cool. Maybe he's got one going already that he wants to be bigger. Maybe he's going to start from scratch and start one of his own. That would be very cool.
Oh, best of luck to you on that,
Best of
Frank.
luck to you, Frank. Who do we got next?
What is up, Bowfishing Buzz Podcast? My name's Weston. I'm from Wisconsin. My 2026 season goal is to shoot a 40-pound carp. And D-Schmitty, I'm going to get it done with my mega mouth. And to hold it, it's going to be with this quad lock. I'm telling you, I'm going to get it done.
That is awesome. Thank you, Weston. That was a great submission.
Good luck on a 40-pound common with this mega mouth gear.
Absolutely. Showed us his mega mouth in the video. Showed us the quad lock. Weston's ready to rock and roll.
Cool.
He's ready to rock and roll. Cool deal. That's awesome.
My name is Scott Brumman, and I'm from central Wisconsin. And my 2026 bowfishing goal is to shoot 2 fish with 1 shot.
Oh, he wants the old double
nice.
Rudy. I see. Okay.
From his video there, I don't know. Is he making SERP there? SERP there? Or
It does kind of look like it.
Like
it does look. I don't know, man. If we're wrong, he's gonna think we're stupid. But I would also say this: Scott could have the official voice of the state of Wisconsin. Hey there, everybody. That's good stuff
awesome.
right there.
That's how people think that we are like that.
Oh, we do, Matt.
You know
we
what?
do sound like that.
We do sound like that.
We don't think we do, but everyone we do.
They do. Everywhere we go, they're like, "Are you from Canada?
Are you from Minnesota?" No. All right. What we got another one yet, Matt?
I think we got some more here.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Melinda Willet. I'm from central Wisconsin. My 2026 goal for this season is to continue to shoot more carp and buffalo than my boyfriend and to gaff my own buffalo.
Okay, she wants to gaff her own fish. That's very good. Very cool.
Well, I hope you get that, Melinda.
Yeah.
Gotta beat the boyfriend all the time.
Absolutely. Have to do that.
Absolutely.
For sure. That's something that Matt hasn't done in years since I started working here is gaff his own buffalo. Because he can't lift it because they're too heavy. So I got to go down there and bring it back in the boat. Yep. Okay, all right. We got another one. Who we got next, Matt?
All right.
What's up, AMS Bowfishing Buzz Podcast fam? This is Captain CT with the Obsession Outdoors here in Kentucky. My 2026 bowfishing goals include a couple things. My boat and one of my clients currently holds the paddlefish state record at 82.4 pounds. And we're hoping to beat that this year. We got big plans for that. And then also I'd love to get my 6-year-old son his first fish with a bow and hopefully do that with some AMS bowfishing gear. Get that all on video. I hope nothing but the best for you guys and a safe, successful season. And look forward to hopefully having you guys down in Kentucky one day. Take care.
Oh, my gosh. That was amazingly well said, too.
Giant paddlefish.
We were just talking about people who need to be well-spoken to do stuff. My God, Clayton could be a member of Congress. He could be a sports broadcaster. That was very well. Clayton, we were down with Clayton last year. We got affected by the terrible rains that came down in Kentucky, but he's got a great guide service down there, The Obsession Outdoors. Check him out. Instagram. I don't know if he's on Facebook or not. I always see his Instagram reels, but check him out. He does a great job down there, and he put some tank
Giants.
Paddlefish in the boat.
Giants.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if we have any more. Let me see.
Let's see.
Yeah, we do.
Oh.
Aaron Volk from Wisconsin. My 2026 goal is to help remind and teach bow fishermen the importance of our image and how that one move can affect us for the better or for the worst. By working together and representing the sport the right way, we can help protect and grow the sport of bow fishing.
That's
Aaron
very
is
true.
not wrong.
No.
He's not wrong.
Nope.
It takes one bad apple to make the whole sport look not good. And the sport is good, and we want it to look good.
Right.
So
I
think, Matt, when I hear that, I think of one specific thing.
What's that?
What do you think of when you think of people having a not good outlook on bow fishing? What do you think causes people to not have a good outlook on it? I'm just curious what your answer would be on this.
Not properly getting ready your fish the
Bingo.
right way.
That's what my immediate go-to was. To me, second place was like maybe being loud back in a back bay with a bunch of houses or something like that.
I think another thing that does hurt us, Derrick, is social media pictures.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A big pile of bloody fish is not always the way to go.
A big pile of fish is not the proper way.
No.
Pick out a couple big ones, hold them up, hold them trophy fish up, hold them nice, clean-looking fish.
Oh, yeah.
What do we do every time we take pictures of
my
our deer?
First off, of our deer, yeah. When we take a picture of our fish, it's a 15-minute process. I mean, we take the fish.
People that bowfish with us hate us.
I know, they do. It's ridiculous. We shoot a good fish that we want to take a picture of, okay? If we're trolling along a shoreline somewhere, we go out into the middle so that we don't disturb areas that we're going to go shoot next. We wash the fish off. We clean it up. We get its good side, bad side. Oh, we shot it on this side, so we're going to show the other side. We get a bunch of different angles. We try to get the sun behind us to take that picture. You hold that fish, or I hold that fish, like it's a 30-inch walleye. Same way. We hold it up, hero shot.
No, I'm not saying you got to stretch your arms out. You don't got to do the old long arm.
No, just hold it
normal.
Hold it normal like you would hold a walleye if you caught a walleye ice fishing or something.
Yeah.
And they look beautiful.
Yeah.
When you're done with them, they look great. Nighttime, daytime, either way, you can follow those same principles.
Because one thing about social media is those pictures end up in a lot of places.
Oh, yeah, they get saved and sent. Yeah.
They screenshot that, they save those pictures, and you want to show the sport in a proper way.
Yeah, agreed.
Those are a couple of the ways that I think it can hurt us. So that's a very good thing, Aaron, that you brought up there.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Is that all of our submissions, man?
That is it.
Okay.
And every one of those is going to, I'll be contacting them via Facebook Messenger.
Yeah. Yep.
And you will be getting, I'll be asking for your shirt size and address, of course, and you'll be getting a Bowfishing Buzz podcast.
Yeah,
T-shirt.
Thank you guys for sending it in. For everybody listening, be on the lookout for that. I'm sure we'll do more throughout the season here.
Yeah, yep.
We have T-shirts and goodies to give away, and we just like to interact with our listeners. I think that's a very good way for us to be able to do a podcast.
Absolutely.
Have direct input from our audience. I'll tell you what, Matt, we're going to give somebody very cool a call right after this quick commercial break. Efficiency Bowfishing Lights by Outdoor Innovations USA. A color tone adjustable and dimmable light with a unique patented reflector design that puts more light where you need it. Efficiency Bowfishing Lights offer 3 different models: the 65-watt single color economy light, the 65-watt Efficiency V2 tri-color dimmable light for maximum efficiency and versatility, and the 130-watt Efficiency Maximus, designed to be an all-out beast of a bowfishing light. Efficiency, designed and built by bowfishermen for bowfishermen. Check them out at OutdoorInnovationsUSA.com. Are you looking to elevate your bowfishing brand with stunning design solutions? Look no further than N Designs. Their team of talented designers is dedicated to bringing your vision to life. Whether it's t-shirts, hats, leather products, eye-catching logos, to captivating boat wraps, they have you covered. Plus, with their commitment to excellence and attention to detail, you can trust that your project is in good hands. Don't settle for ordinary. Choose N Designs for extraordinary results. Visit their website today and let's bring your ideas to life. N Designs, where creativity meets excellence. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 117 of the Bowfishing Buzz.
That's
and Matt,
right.
we have someone very special that will be joining us on the phone today.
Yeah.
We've got a true OG of the sport joining us, a guy who's been bowfishing since the 1970s.
Yes.
Back when gear was simple, the grind was real, and you earned every single fish the hard way. But that's not all. This man is a former AMS Big 30 champion, and he even had to pass a lie detector test.
Yes, he did.
To prove it. He's shown up to Bowfish on Christmas dressed as Elf on the Shelf. Interesting. He's walked around tournaments with homemade cane selfie sticks before selfies were even a thing. And somehow, some way, He once came back to a weigh-in with a full can of Viagra.
Oh, what?
Okay, we're going to have to get into that story. No idea where that's going. But at the heart of it all, this guy represents what bowfishing is really about, showing up for the next generation, handing out handmade whistles, thumper stoppers, and anything he can build to put a smile on a kid's face. So whether you've been shooting fish for 40 years or you're just getting started, you're going to want to hear this one. Let's get into it with the legend himself, Shot Willet. Shot, thank you so much for joining us on the Bowfishing Buzz Podcast.
You're more than welcome. I appreciate you giving me a chance to speak up here.
Absolutely, Shot. We go back quite a few years, and every time I would run into you, it was all smiles, hugs, laughter, enjoying life, making memories, and that's kind of what I want to share on today's podcast because, like Derrick said in the intro there, you are a true OG of the bow fishing world. You always were willing to help out. You always gave a helping hand, and we are glad to have you on here to tell your story, Shot.
Well, anything you want to know, I can't believe somebody was as bad as is chosen whose sport I was. Get these eggs. I never have understood it, but I sure appreciate it.
You bet.
Cool.
You bet.
Well, I think we should do, Matt. Let's fire off some rapid fire questions. Shot, we want some quick answers.
Oh.
Let's just give them a bunch of rapid fire questions. Matt, start them off.
All right, you ready, Shot?
Yes, sir.
All right, number one, biggest fish you've ever stuck.
That would be, can't remember, it was 62 or 65 pound big head.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Number two, Shot, weirdest thing you've ever seen floating in the water at night.
Oh, my Lord. Down here, Ohio, we picked up some weird stuff, toys, balloons.
Yeah.
Really, just about it. Imagine.
I bet.
Okay.
Yep. In high waters. All right, number three, Shot. If you could bowfish anywhere in the world, where are you heading to?
Well, be honest with you, I was in Africa a few years ago, and that I believe I'd go back there, South Africa.
Yeah. Wow. Yep. Very cool. Very
Absolutely.
Cool. Next question, probably the most important question. Shot, what's your favorite boat snack?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess probably them apple pie and a package of cheese crackers together.
Oh.
I do like those cheese crackers.
Mm-hmm.
They do come in handy.
They got peanut butter flavor too, cheese. They got all kinds of stuff.
I feel a little bad, though, Shot, because you said apple pie. You didn't say the old moon pie.
Oh, yeah.
I knew that's what you were wanting to. But it wasn't my favorite.
I know. They are a little dry. They are a little dry.
Yeah,
they're
not that good. they're just not that good. I'm sorry.
All right, Shot. If you had to pick shooting fish in 100-degree heat or freezing your butt off in April, which one you picking?
I'm going to take the cold any day.
I like that.
I was 45 years. I made a living out in that heat and the cold, and I'll take the cold over the heat any day.
I agree with him on that one. I would choose the same thing. Yep. All right, Shot, what's the most questionable thing you've ever brought to a weigh-in?
What you mean by questionable? I've brought some partners back that I should have booted out down around the dam or something. But
That's good stuff. So, did you have something to say there, Shot?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to jump into it, Shot. But before I get going to the questions here, give everybody a little background on where you live, kind of what you enjoy to do these days, and what you kind of enjoyed to do, a couple years back also.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Evansville, Indiana, just almost as far south in Indiana as you can get. We've got the Ohio River, Wabash River come together on a point down here, and I always spent most of my time on the Wabash. But fish the Ohio quite a bit.
Sure.
Back in the day, I was a bow hunter, lived and breathed it. That's, all year long. That's all I thought about. All I played with was bow hunting.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Anything with the bow I enjoyed.
Yep.
These days, it's all grandbabies and garden, and I love catfish more. I can go out, throw them rods out, put my feet up, and just watch the water roll by.
Right. Nice, relaxing afternoon, catch some catfish, bring them back for dinner. You and the wife sitting there cooking them up. I bet you that's nice down there.
I don't let her cook my fish, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Okay.
All right, Shot. Well, we're going to get started here. We're going to do some questions here, and here's some of your stories. So the first one, Shot, is take us back to the 1970s. What did bow fishing look like when you first started, and what got you interested in the sport of bow fishing?
Well, like I say, what got me interested in it, I bought a book somewhere. I don't remember where, and I don't remember who wrote it, but it was all about gator gar.
Oh.
For some reason, I just picked it up and wore that thing out looking through it. But there again, I was a bricklayer. We were bricking a house down in the river bottom, up on the scaffold, and I happened to look down at the corner, and the river was coming up, which, of course, makes the creeks in the bottoms come out.
Mm-hmm.
I'd see something working in the water down there, and I'd by golly, that's got to be carp or something. So I got home at night, ran into the big city, got me one of the wraparound reels and the fiberglass arrow.
Uh-huh.
Still got them both, by the way.
Huh.
And I'd walk down there at break time, lunch, shoot at them dang fish, and I've still got a picture somewhere of the first fish I got out of there. It was a carp, a gar, and a snake.
Wow. Wow. Shot, how old were you when you were doing this? How old are you at this time?
I had to be probably in my mid-20s.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
I think I took the other day it was early 70s. It was probably closer to the mid to the end of the 70s.
Okay. All right.
Gotcha. And how old are you now, Shot?
71.
71.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Nice. You look great, by the way. You look awesome. You look great.
Appreciate that. I got big enough to hide most of it. So.
Well, you being that age, Shot, that leads me into my next question. You've seen this sport evolve for decades now. What do you think the biggest change is that just blows your mind compared to what the sport is now to what it was back in the early days?
Oh, just the equipment, the handheld equipment more than anything. I mean, we got a lot of those, and I'll be honest with you, my legs gotten so bad I haven't done much bow fishing the last few years, but I still got all the equipment, and every now and then hanging in my racks in there, kind of look at everything and look at what needs to be fixed. I got a grandson that likes getting out and shooting, and I'll take him down there once in a while and let him shoot at these silvers, but it's mostly daytime fishing for us anymore.
Yeah.
But wants to get into it, I still got my old boat that we could re-rig for it. If he wants it, we'll set him up. Lord knows he's set up on equipment.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure you got a lot of it down there in one of your sheds down there.
Stashed away.
Mm-hmm. So, Shot, were you shooting from the bank back then, or did you graduate up to a boat? And what would young Shot think if he picked up today's gear?
Well, it started, I had that old wraparound reel and that one arrow. And the God's honest truth, I never used that arrow. Now, I spent too much money on that stuff. I'm not going to lose it. I took old hunting arrows and inserts, filled them full of sand, and slipped the feet, drilled a hole in it, drove a 6-penny nail in them, bent that over. And I didn't know nothing about line, didn't know nothing about nothing, but always made something work. And I didn't even think about a boat until I found that bowfishing website.
That was Bowfishing Country, I believe, Shot.
Yeah. And I hung around in that for a good while without saying anything and decided, these guys are about as nuts as I was at the time. So jumped in both feet and I think I had that 1648 at the time, and I stood on that with a Q-beam. Well, it's hard to shoot holding a Q-beam in the bow.
Wow.
So I put bent up a piece of conduit where I could hang the Q-beam off of it and try that. And after that, I started asking questions. It kind of ballooned from there. Just went nuts. I was ate up with it for about 15 years, I guess.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
awesome.
That's good stuff right there.
Yeah.
You know, did you do much bank shooting at all, Shot?
Oh yeah, I mean that did bank shooting and shoot wade out there chest deep to get some. There's no telling how many fish I shot with my butt covered by water. You know, just
right.
In the floodwaters.
Mm-hmm. Were you shooting a lot on the Ohio River or like the Wabash or some other tributaries down there?
It was most of it was Ohio backwater. There's an area down here called Hubby Fish and Wildlife. That when that floods, it's just people wouldn't believe me. I went down there and bow fished for better than 30 years without ever seeing another guy bow fishing. I mean, whole place to myself.
Oh wow! And I suppose when that starts getting flooded a little bit, there's a lot of fish that I'm assuming would slide into those back bays once they start getting, you know, that flooding starts happening.
It's just unbelievable. I mean, there was times where you just get wore out, go sit on the bank with a cold can of soda pop and just watch them. It's crazy. And then I started taking a couple nephews down there and a couple buddies, and boy, you get down in that spot now, and then, of course, everybody here now knows the right water levels to hit it and all. And there might be 20 pickups lining that little area.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. What species shot down there? Because back then you didn't have the silvers, you didn't have the big heads. I mean, gar, carp, grass carp.
Back in the day, say when I first started that, there's a couple spots down there where that water breaks them levees and all that. That's where I used to like to stand and catch them breaking over. And what was so funny about it, when you'd get started, it'd be all commons. You know, you just shoot commons. And once you shot that first buff, that's all you'd shoot for. And, of course, there'd be occasional gar coming across there. And every once in a while, you go out, bow back and shoot one of them dang spoonies.
Oh.
Spoonies aren't big in Indiana. And if you shot the first spoonie, you better just get out of the water for a while because that's all you were going to shoot. It was weird. It was just like it was one species in waves all the time.
Yeah,
coming in schools, right? Yeah, that's crazy like that. Mm-hmm.
Go down there and it's you'll find the buff. Well, if you get out in the floodwater, you can find the buffalo and commons and all that. But the most popular spot down there now is a levee between the river and the lake. And that water comes breaking over that levee. And once the silvers start moving, this just gets crazy. I mean, and to Jesus, I hate them silvers with a passion. I couldn't care. But, man, you could build a pickup down there and they just get lousy with them.
Wow, that's crazy. Yep, they've really taken over for sure.
They have. They're fun to shoot, but they are destructive. Very bad for the ecosystem.
Shot, let me ask you a question. So you're down there, you're shooting commons, occasional buffs here and there, some gar here and there. When did you first start seeing, or when did you first shoot your first silver or big head, whichever one it was? And did you know that they were in there, and were they kind of like, oh my gosh, look at this crazy thing?
Oh, it's as far as years, I can't remember what year it would be. I do remember me and one of my best buddies, we used to spend a lot of time down on the Wabash together, and we pulled up along the bank. I don't remember if I was running the landline or if we were getting in there to rod and reel or what, but I pulled up, and the current started heading me towards the bank. So I hit the gas feed pretty hard to shoot the boat out of there, and he happened to be looking behind me, and I just turned around to make sure I wasn't hitting a stump or something, and we saw something white shoot out of that water like 15 feet.
Mm-hmm.
looking back, I honestly believe that was the first silver we ever saw.
Wow.
I talked to a few other guys about it at the time just because it was so weird seeing something jump that high.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knew anything about it at the time. And I mean, that was a lot of years ago. And when I first saw it, I just assumed it was a grassy, by the coloring. But you weren't seeing the scales. And
yep.
So I scratched their heads over it for a while. Now, we did see I think we saw numbers of big heads before we ever saw the silvers.
Oh.
We'd see them cruising once, and there again, I didn't know what it was till we did a little checking around and found out that they were the big heads. Now those, I still, about the time I was giving up, I'd still get out and hunt them. But
yeah. Yeah, they are fun.
Silvers, there's so many of them that you can find big heads around here now with a 60-pound head on it. They might only weigh 25, 30 pounds.
Yeah, right. They're shaped just like a nail.
Yep.
Yeah, just open them out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's because the silvers are so thick that they're even eating themselves out of the big heads?
Yeah, that's got to be what it is. I've been down there before. Well, I pulled out a little spot that splits off the Wabash down here called Black River, right up from New Harmony. And I come back out of there bow fishing, and Wabash always stays dirty. It's clean. You can see maybe a foot deep. That's clear water for the Wabash. Mm-hmm. I come out of there and I could see out through the river, you could see the lines of mud just, look like a snake up through the river. And I got out into it and I realized it wasn't mud, it was baby silvers.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Or as you could see both ways, and they just millions, billions of them, I guess.
Huh.
And it was unbelievable. And it's got a little bit dangerous running the Wabash anymore. I love taking the grandkids down there, but boy, when I do, I'm scared to death because it's very seldom do we come out of there at least one of them damn things jumping in the boat.
Wow. Yep. You got to be careful, especially with those young kids in there like that, because that's like throwing a, 10 to 20 pound bowling ball up in the air.
Right.
Right.
I had one of them knock me out one time. I mean, there's only a split second, but I was running the boat, and my knee was about a half inch from the floor when I woke back up. I mean, he pretty good.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
Tore up electronics. In fact, on my old boat, the one that I had rigged up for bow fishing, I had to make a cage around the gas feed there, because it had an old boy sitting on the back trying to shoot those jumping fish one time, and that dang silver come over and hit the throttle and damn boat. And that made me think, man, one of them things hit that throttle right, they'd break that off, and then we'd be in a heck of a shape,
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
yeah, right.
On the throttle just to keep them friggin' fish from, and it saved us a couple times.
Oh yeah,
that's a good safety thing to think about down there if you're chasing silver. So protect your throttle level.
We had one hit our throttle down there with Joey this past summer.
Yeah.
All of a sudden we almost had a little bit of a situation down there. But
yes.
So let me ask you this, Shot. This is an interesting question for myself because I was not even working at AMS at this point. But the 2013 AMS Big 30. All right, you were a champion. And there was a lie detector test. Walk us through that whole experience. What was going through your mind there?
Well, a little bit before we get to that point of it, the boys that I fished with, Wayne and Cole, Wayne Swim, Cole White.
All right, yep.
The year before, they'd placed third.
Yep.
And I'd kind of given up on tournaments, wasn't doing much of them anymore. And I got to thinking about it one evening and said, oh, man, I'd love to fish a tournament. But so I just gave Wayne a call and said, look, I know you don't need me. May not even want another man on the boat, but if there's any chance you're looking for a third member, I'd like to be it. So he called Cole. He called back about 10 minutes. Sure, let's go for it. So I that's what you call worming your way into the champion, right?
Whatever it takes.
He had the spot. We ran down there, put the boat in the water. And at the time, the water just crested, I guess. We hit the water, and you could almost walk across the river on the logs and the crap up there.
Mm.
He fired that thing up and started zigzagging around there. And me, I ducked down under the console because I knew bad things were about to happen to it. But it was almost like that wind was written down for us. Because just at the time that the logs quit floating by us, we were at our spot. So we pulled up there, and I told him, I said, look, you guys do the shooting, and I'll jerk the fish off the arrows for you. So, man, we got up there, and sure enough, I mean, just as soon as we had the bow lights on our bows, and just as soon as they squeezed off, man, they were shooting. I was taking fish off left and right, and all of a sudden they doubled and kind of got tangled up a little bit. So I grabbed the fish and threw them in the boat and said, all right, Mike. I just threw them in the bottom of the boat and said, y'all handle that part. I'm going to get up and shoot a couple.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Get up there and get into some of that.
Shots time to shine.
Yeah.
I wound up shooting my share, and we won that tournament in probably less than 3 hours.
Wow.
I mean, we shot a few little bucks after that, and, cold through quite a few fish. But, man, I mean, it was hot and heavy there for 3. It might have been 4 hours, but it wasn't any more than 4. And the rest of the night, just looking for a little bigger fish. I don't remember what we averaged. It's somewhere around 30 pounds, 22 pounds, something like that. But it's just everything we had was up there like that. We didn't kill any big fish, but we had barrels full of nice ones. And,
yep. I actually went back and looked at some of the footage from that during weigh-ins back then, and you came up to the scale with a big head to weigh your heaviest big head, and it was just a tad over 38 pounds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't find big ones, but they were. I wanted to stand down there and watch the weigh-ins and all that. Wayne and Cole, they wound up going up to the under roof and hang around up there. Well, somebody yelled about needing somebody for the lie detector test. So I called Wayne and I said, they need somebody for the lie detector. Well, do it. And I said, you don't want me doing this. Go ahead. We're down there. So I walked in and talked to the old boy. And, of course, they got asked, tell the truth. Now tell me a lie. So while he's sitting there, setting everything up after that, I fell asleep on him.
Oh, my gosh.
To wait. And I was like, well, sir, I know you got a job, dude, but you need to hurry up and do it and get this over with because I'm done. So, I passed it. I mean, didn't have anything to worry about there. So,
right.
They wrote us a check. Pretty cool.
That was really cool. There's a picture that I will never ever forget. Shot. It's that 38-pound fish that you came up there to weigh for your big fish. I am holding it up, and there's a picture of you giving it a kiss. And that's a picture that I will never forget. I have it etched in my memory, and it's just such a cool photo of you and I together with the fish. I mean, it sounds a little funny, but it's just a great memory because I don't see you that often. I saw you maybe once a year somewhere.
Yeah.
And we built a little friendly relationship over the years, and I always see that picture, and it puts a smile on my face. Do you remember what picture that is?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I got years ago, we went out. I had a buddy come, me and buddy Randy Parker met him up there at Newburgh, and we were getting in the boat and threw my bags and the bow in there, and I had a brick. And so, I'll let you know. So that first big head I got, I had Parker take a picture of me bent over that big head, holding that brick over his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And I had several guys test me about that, said, that's why we got to take them friggin' live. Now, don't you? Gone. So that's for two.
Yep, I saw that picture, and I'm going to post it up on the video podcast. You sitting there trying to put a big old brick down a big head's mouth. Yep.
Oh,
yep.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm. But to look back a little bit further, to go back on that story shot, that was a year during the tournament when you said it right. The river was crazy high. They had a ton of rain. There was a ton of debris floating down the rivers, and we were actually debating on maybe possibly postponing the tournament because it was very dangerous. It was very dangerous.
Yeah. What time of year was the tournament?
That was in August.
Oh my gosh!
It was in August.
Gotcha.
Yep. Do you remember that? But you did say a little bit about that. But yeah, it was the water was very bad, very bad.
It was. I say we hit the river, and it was, Well, I had questions about it. We really going to get out in the middle of that crap?
Yes.
Oh, I don't believe in answering me. He just started the motor. But that's it amazed me that just as soon as we got past all that debris in the water, it was almost like somebody just put a pencil line on the river, and there's logs there and none there, and we were just right at the spot. So it was just laid out for us somehow.
That's cool. And like you said, it only lasted for 3.5 hours, and then it was done.
Yeah, it was as fast as you could shoot, man. We were on them there, and then once it quit, it just flat quit.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
But that's big heading for you. That's just the way
Yes, it is. Yep. So that was in 2013. Then in 2014, we moved the tournament up here to Wisconsin, and you guys came up here and competed in the tournament. How different was that compared to your river bow fishing lifestyle to coming in here to Wisconsin and shooting on some inland lakes?
I'm not real good about remembering names of where I've been, but wherever that spot was, where river we went to fish at, that was an awesome fishery. The night we scouted, it was just unbelievable, the size of the commons, and of course, tournament night, same story. Water came up, muddied up, and we couldn't find much of anything.
Mm-hmm.
We did do well.
Did the people in Wisconsin treat you guys good, though?
I'm sorry?
Did the people here in Wisconsin treat you good?
Oh, Lord, yeah. We just had, of course, God's honest truth, I've never been treated bad anywhere. I've had a few moments where there was somebody that wanted to swell up a little bit and act like they were somebody, but me and Randy talk about that all the time. Being we're not out there as much as we used to be, that I stop and think about it. All the guys I'm thinking about and all the guys I'm around and enjoying so much, we're all pretty much all of them met through the bow fishing community. Everybody's always treated me better than I deserve. So I've got absolutely no complaints about that.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's really good to hear. I want to move on here, Shop, because I think that you were one of the first people to make a selfie stick, and you made it out of a cane. You were way ahead of your time with that cane camera. How did that come about, and what's your favorite memory from using it? Because you've got a million pictures from using that thing. And just like when a guy buys a dog and takes it to a city park, I think he expects to have some girls come up to him and say, "Oh, what a cute little dog." I think you were using this here selfie stick to get pictures with the ladies also shot.
Oh.
Yeah, that was, I tell everything that, that shows you how bright I am. I should have. That's $1 million deal for me there. But we were hitting the Turkey Federation shows, and, we were hitting them all that stuff for a few years. And I had that little camera always packed with me. I didn't, we didn't have the fancy phones at the time. And here I'm always trying to hold that little camera out and get a picture. Well, I've always been a woods walker. It's just out walking the woods. I just always enjoyed it. And I'd pick up these little sassafras trees that had the vines wrapped around them, put that twist in them. And I've had bad knees since I was about 26, 27 years old. So I made me a couple canes. Just, if I'm walking the dog, if I know I'm going to be walking very far, I always carried a cane with me.
Mm-hmm.
Just never really had to use it, but had one with me. And I just got to sitting there thinking one evening. I think the first one I put together was on a piece of PVC or something. And the camera I had the timer on it. And, well, okay, this will work. And then I just happened to think about that cane. Well, I'm putting it on that old cane. Mm-hmm. And then started hitting them shows. I never thought too much about it. But I'd get up next to somebody and whip the old camera out. It was a big deal.
Yep.
Well, then, by golly, it worked on the ladies, too. Oh, look at there. Well, come here. Let me show you how this works.
It was your wingman.
The big joke always was there was a 13-second timer on it, and there was like a 6-second timer. And everybody knew I went through the 13-second timer just so I could have my arm around that lady.
Oh, shot.
Yep, because there is a lot of photos of you as women on your photo album there on your Facebook page.
Probably 90% of them asked for the picture, they'd say something. So I didn't put out that I'm an old perv. That's just the way it worked
out. The old cane selfie stick.
Yep.
And to the point where, there's shot. We ain't had a cane cam picture yet. So, there was a lot of that going on, too.
Sure.
Right.
People wanted that.
It did. It became known. Yeah. You walked around tournaments. You walked around Archery Camps USA. You walked around at the ATA shows. And everybody knew shot because of the cane. They had to get the picture with the shot.
That's funny.
Dude, to shoot full with somebody, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of funny shot, I got to ask you this one, too. The Christmas elf story, we got to hear it here. You were bowfishing on Christmas, dressed as Elf on the Shelf. Oh, explain.
The Elf on the Shelf started. My buddy Parker again. He did a lot of work with the Special Olympics, and he come up one year, and in fact, I think we did it for 2 years. But that second year was a chore. Boy, we just couldn't come up with enough nonsense. But anyway, that first year was a big success. Every day of the month of December, we had pictures dressed up as shot on a shelf or Santa Claus or something, just so he posted them up to try to bring some awareness to his work with the Special Olympics. Mm-hmm. Well, there again, he had to have pictures coming up. So there for a few years in a row, we'd go over to a power plant where the water would stay fairly warm and fish it in the dead of winter. So he had the wild idea we're going to have everybody dress up. Everybody, I think there was 5 of us in the boat. Mm-hmm. They had Santa Claus, they had shot on the shelf, and a couple of things from the Christmas vacation.
Yep.
And all that. And, he just made a night of it, shooting pictures of us dressed up in our Christmas nonsense. And he'd always would burn us up trophies for the big fish and the little fish and all that. Yeah, it's just some of that nonsense, get together with just be silly.
Yep. And that was good stuff because you guys would also decorate your boats up during Christmas time, all lit up with lights and everything. Yeah. And you'd run them through the parade and stuff, and you were all dressed up. You guys really had a good time, a lot of good times together you guys did down there.
Yeah, we did have fun, no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, we touched on this in the beginning intro of the shot, okay? I believe this was the first time that I ever met you, Shot, was in 2010 on the Ohio River. I was competing in the Downriver Bowfishing Association tournament down there with Jason Greer and Chris Lee. I had no idea who you were. But I remember you coming back to weigh-ins, and you had 2 lady bowfishers in the boat with you, and I remember you having an empty jar of Viagra on your boat.
It was empty. Oh.
Oh. What was that all about?
Somebody brought a pair of ladies' underwear and one of the bras and hung out all over the boat. Yeah, I kind of started the DRBA. We had a meeting one night to line up all the tournaments, the dates and all that. We got done and over with, and I said, well, the only thing you forgot is the ladies' night. We ought to have a tournament for the ladies. So that kind of set it up to where, the guys would go out, take their wives, girlfriends, whoever. And somebody had said something about, well, your wife don't bowfish. So I didn't get in on that tournament that night, but a couple of the guys, well, I'm not going to mention any names anywhere, but a couple of the guys, I told them, I said, I'd like to fish at, I think that was one of the big head tournaments, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I said, I'll take your wife and take your wife. And hell, everybody knows I never much give a crap about tournaments. It was just all a big session for me, So, yeah, we went out there and made a few plans. And I got up, shot a couple fish, but I let him do all the shooting. And the bad thing was, if I'd have went ahead and stood up there and shot with him, we wound up beating the team that they're few more fish, and we'd have wound up beating them, and I've regretted that ever since. And I should have. I was just trying to get out and find fish for them and let them go nuts,
Sure. Yep.
And well, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I would have made the difference for them, but if I'd have shot my share of fish, we wouldn't have won the tournament, but we would have beat their husbands at least.
Oh,
sure.
wow.
Yep.
That's funny. It was just so fun because it was such a laid-back tournament. It was a good tournament. It was a good time. I had a blast down there. And then, like I said, that was the first time that I met you, and ever since then, we've known each other forever. So that's kind of what kicked off our knowing of each other down there, was with that big old jar of Viagra that you had in the boat with a picture taken.
Yeah, that's something we decided early on. If we want to have, and a lot of that stuff we did for ourselves. We enjoyed it. If anybody else got a kick out of it, great. Tickled us too. But we were out trying to enjoy things ourselves. There was, oh man, I can think of a few tournaments we got. Well, I can think of 2 tournaments offhand where I bet we didn't draw a boat half a dozen times. We just sat in boat, float around. One night, I can't remember which night that was now. We wound up having to pull a boat back to the ramp. His troller was working so he could fish, but his big motor was down. So we'd go pull him where he wanted to be and leave, and he'd call back. We'd pull him somewhere else, and then wound up pulling him all the way back to the ramp.
Oh.
And the other night, the boat was saying, dang, we forgot our coolers and snacks. So we'd run and check with him every once in a while and give him some drinks and snacks. And, and we were there to shoot some fish most of the time too. And we did purchase a couple of tournaments, but we sure didn't put enough effort into them. That's for sure.
You were just out there having a good old time and enjoying bow fishing and BSing with everybody. So that's what a lot of it is about, in my opinion. It's just a good time.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yep. Let me ask you this, shot. Speaking of that, I right now our table up here, is full of what I'm assuming is the coin term of flopper stoppers. Mm-hmm. We always call them the fish club. Mm-hmm. We have just a multitude of them up here. They're all very individually, uniquely handcrafted for the shot.
Yeah. I'm holding 2 of them right here, shot, that I've kept in my office. I haven't taken them out and gotten them dirty. One, you and Randy engraved AMS Big 30 with a engraving of a big head in there. I've kept them in my office. I don't want to get those ruined up. But Derrick's holding the one that has been in the boat for quite a few years.
It stinks so bad. It stinks. Oh, it's held up, but it smells like success.
Can you read what's on that, Derrick?
If you can't eat it, beat it. That's a pretty clever thing to have on there.
Yeah,
yep,
I actually
with
cleaned it up.
A fish engraved in it as well.
There is. That
That's
thing
awesome.
has been with us forever, Shot, and it has put a few fish to sleep for us over the years on our travels and journeys. But you made a ton of these fish stoppers. Listen.
That one's cool. That's interesting.
You made whistles, keychains. You did for all these youth events and other tournaments. You did it a lot, and you have always shown up for youth events, and you've handed out handmade stuff like these whistles here, plaques. You've done a ton. I remember you dressing up as a hornet or a bee. You were in a bee outfit with Cajun bowfishing back in the day, and you would dress up as that. But you have really poured your heart into these youth tournaments and youth bowfishing events. You've done a heck of a thing for those, and that has to be something that you really remember a lot about.
Oh, yeah, I loved it. That was, really had a good time doing that. And those bats, I used to make so many of them, and I'd send them around to the youth tournaments. Mm-hmm. And Andy, of course, had the Kentucky youth tournament for years. I'd haul a bundle of them over there, and I was throwing so much scrap lumber away when I was making them. I hate to just throw that stuff away. So one night, had the lathe fired up. I just turned the little one, 3-4 inches long. Mm-hmm. And I wrote shad bat and took it to one of the tournaments, and I don't remember who I gave it to, somebody there. And he walked around all evening showing everybody that stupid little bat. Started making them too. And I had a bucket full of them sitting around one evening and got thinking, man, he drilled a hole in these things. I could make whistles out of them. So, oh my God. Yeah, and one of the amazing things about those bats, it's amazing how many inroads that made for us as far as hunting. And we've had hunting and fishing offers from all over the country. And people that's got these bats, and they wanting to buy one. Yeah, I want that. They never sold one, not going to. But I ran out of my lumber supply and setup I had for it. So when I got away from it, I started laminating different hardwoods and making them. And man, some of those turned out gorgeous. But they take 2-3 times as long. And once my lumber supply started dwindling a little bit, I kind of got away from doing that. Mm-hmm. But, I get questions every now and then. People want me to make up some more of them. And one of these days, I hope to. Once it gets to the point where I can't get around so well, I'll be able to just sit back in the barn and start turning out some more of them.
Yeah, that was so cool. And like I said, this one here that's been in the boat forever has been on a lot of journeys. And I suppose I can't imagine the amount of these that are out there all over in the bowfishing community that have used these in their boats.
Think of how many miles, Matt, hanging by an arrow off of the arrow tube in the boat that this club has seen.
It's been on
flopper stopper, I believe is the term.
Great trips.
Absolutely.
Some great trips.
That's very cool. It's seen a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll be out somewhere. I took them little bats and made a bunch of keychains out of them.
Yes.
Every once in a while, I'll be out and about somewhere, and fella drags his keys out, and darned if he doesn't have one of them little bats.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
That is.
That's funny.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Shot, let me ask you this. You've touched a lot of people in the bowfishing world. You've experienced a lot of things. You've been to a lot of youth events, doing all kinds of cool things to keep the sport growing. For someone just getting into bowfishing today, what advice would you give them? And what do you hope the future of bowfishing looks like?
Well, I've talked to a couple young guys that out there with some old junk bows, and Parker and I always been good about handing out a couple arrows here and there when they need them. And when I said junk bows, that's exactly what I used for many years. Anything that would sling an arrow. I just don't want anybody to think they've got to have $1,000 bow.
Yep.
Oh, and here again, I understand that's what y'all are in the business for, is selling this equipment. But you just don't need that high dollar stuff to get started. When I was telling you I got started bow fishing and read that book about the gator gar, they had the AMS reels in there. And I wanted one of them so bad for so many years. And, I mean, hell, I ain't going to lie to anybody. Back then, I didn't have a couple dollars I could just play with, you know. And I've always been one to kind of do for myself anyway. You know, if it breaks, you fix it. If you need something, you make it. And that's just the way I did it for years. And, I mean, I had an absolute ball.
Yeah. Yep.
So to worry about trying to outdo the guy over here or this tournament stuff and all that, that's all well and good. I loved it. I wish the old body would still let me do it. But when you go to worrying about trying to outdo that other guy, you start thinking, well, he's got that $800 bow, and, you know, he's got this, he's got that, and the other. And if you can afford it, go for it. But if you can't afford it, that does not mean you can't go bow fishing. You go out, walk these flooded ditches, and shoot, even the edges of the lakes. I used to walk around the middle of summer when the water wasn't up. I'd spend the day out there just walking the edge of Hubby Lake down there. I didn't shoot many of them on them days, but by golly, I did find some fish.
Sure.
So just go out and do it. If you don't shoot a fish, look up, you might see that eagle. You might see the turkey over there in the woods or something. Just get out and do it. I think there's too many of these youngsters anymore that just don't get out and walk around. You know, that's what bothers me.
Yeah.
Yep. That's great advice. You don't need, and that's the cool thing about bow fishing. It's not an expensive sport to get into.
Right.
From there, you can find your trials in it and your adventures in it and your years in it and keep progressing. But to start out with, you don't need nothing expensive. Like Shot said, there's a lot of dams. You can go build a lot of dams. That's where a lot of fish congregate. Flooded fields, riverbanks, lake shorelines, you know, and get out there and enjoy bow fishing. Take it in for what it is, you know.
Yep, you can make about anything work. That, you know, you've always been so good to me. I had some putting stuff together for an auction or a raffle or youth events. I need something, I give you a call. Shoot, he was always good about sending me. I always tried to pay it forward. I've given away more reels than I own right now.
Yeah. Yep.
You remember here a couple years ago, I built a guitar for the world shoot, and I called you up and had you cut some of the little brass gears up for me.
Oh, that's right.
That reel, I was tearing stuff apart trying to figure out what I could use on this guitar because I wanted every bow fishing company I could think of involved with it. And I took one of them bottle reels apart and decided, now, I've got no way to split them things like I wanted. So that's when I called you and had you do it. But that reel is still in a little box on my desk in there because I looked at it a couple of times and said, I don't know how to put this damn thing back. I've got pieces and parts and equipment laying everywhere.
Oh, no. I remember that because wasn't that up for auction or something like that, Shot?
Yeah, they put that up for auction to get some money for the world shoot.
Yep.
Yeah, and one of the nicest ones I ever put together. That was a lot of fun incorporating all them different pieces and parts. And
I bet.
Yeah, that was fun doing that.
Yep, every piece has its place.
It was really neat, really cool. And you built a lot of other guitars in your backyard for youth events also. You've taken a whole bunch of them up to the maybe you did, but also to the Archery Camps USA there with Jason Greer's camps.
Yeah, I've always been bad about that. I get into something, and that's all I think about for a few years. You know, it's like back when I was bow hunting, that's what I did, bow hunting. Once I got into bow, what I did was bow fishing. Well, I've always had that wood shop out back. So, like I say, I was a bricklayer, so winter we had a lot of time off. Well, I'd spend my days off and my evenings back in that wood shop. You know, when I was making bats, that's all I did for 3 or 4 years was turn bats back there. And then making guitars, that's all I did for about 3 years.
Wow. That's cool stuff. And that's
once I never figure any of it out enough to be expert. But once I figure I got it figured out, I'm ready to move on to something else. So there's always something new popping up. There's no telling what I'm working on day to day.
That's really cool. Well, Shot, we're going to let you get back here, probably lunchtime down by you there. Man, we can't thank you enough, Shot, for taking the time and joining us here on the Bowfishing Buzz podcast and reliving some of these memories and what you've done for the sport. You might not think it's very big, but you've made a lot of hearts very happy over all these years. A lot of the kids' smiles are because of you, and just your help and generosity in the bowfishing community is very much appreciated, Shot. And I'm so thankful that I was able to meet you and become friends with you. And we all here at AMS Bowfishing can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for the sport of bowfishing.
Well, I appreciate it. I love you guys, and I miss seeing everybody like I did during the tournaments and all that. But, man, you've been so good to me over the years. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, and hope things keep going well for y'all.
You bet. You
appreciate it, Shot.
We appreciate you, Shot, and you take care and get out in that elf on the shelf costume this year, and I want to see you holding a fish.
We like that.
All right, Shot, you have a great day, man. Take care.
We'll see ya.
I'm going to do it. Y'all stay well.
All right, you bet. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Boy, I tell you what, that's the kind of guy that you could sit on a porch.
Isn't that cool?
In a rocking chair and talk bowfishing for hours.
Yep.
That's very cool. He's seen it all.
He has.
He really has.
Yep, and the bowfishing community needs people like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That goes out of their way. I mean, there's thousands of these things floating around.
He's never sold one.
Right.
I heard that correctly, right? He just gives them away.
Yes,
he makes them and gives them away.
Events and
so cool.
The tournaments and stuff. Cool stuff. We can't thank Shot enough for joining us here on the Bowfishing Buzz.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Like I said, we need more Shots.
We do.
In the world.
We do need more Shot Willets in the world.
Well, Schmitty, the podcast is not done yet. We've got my favorite part here, your favorite part, our listeners' favorite part.
The fish you wish.
Let's get ready to rumble! Get ready for fish that you wish. This one's coming at you from a state packed with wild history, Schmitty. The same place that hosted Elvis Presley's final concert. A state responsible for 90% of the world's popcorn and the birthplace of the legendary Orville Redenbacher.
Okay.
And to top it off, the very first goldfish farm in the U.S. started here back in 1899. Any guesses, Schmitty?
Iowa?
We're talking about the Hoosier state of Indiana.
Okay.
On June 13th, 2022, Justin Cook stuck an absolute river monster. We're talking 57 inches of pure power. Tipping the scales at a jaw-dropping 81 pounds, 11.2 ounces. This big head is the BAA Indiana state record.
Wow.
That's just not a fish, Schmitty. That's the kind of giant that shows up in your dreams and haunts you when you miss. And that's a fish you wish you shot.
Wow. How appropriate. Justin Cook down in Indiana.
Yes.
Very good fish you wish, Mathew.
Yes, and the reason I did that is because Justin is the vice president of the BAA.
Yep.
And Justin will also be on this year's Megamouth Pro staff.
Yes, he will. We're very excited to have him and his team on this year.
Right.
They're doing very well out in that tournament circuit shooting fish. They do some very cool things, so we're very, very excited to have them on the staff this year.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think with that, Schmitty, we're going to be wrapping up the March Madness episode of the Bowfishing Buzz, episode 117 here. I'm jealous because a lot of you are already out on the water sticking fish.
I know. I see the pictures.
Old Iona was very mad at us here, Storm Iona, and dumped us with all this snow.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. So from all of us here at AMS Bowfishing and
Megamouth Bowfishing as well,
we wish you all the best of luck. And remember, aim low,
think big. Thanks for listening, guys. Duke.
Arizona.
Duke.